edition of the Bulldog Sports Network. You can wrap it in maroon and white. Live from News Park in Starkville, this is Mississippi State Softball. Mississippi State Softball is sponsored by C-Spire, customer inspired. First pitch is just moments away. Now let's go live to the broadcast booth for Mississippi State Softball.
Good afternoon, and welcome into the Bulldog Student Sports Network on Learfield. We're live from News Park here on the beautiful campus of Mississippi State University in a picturesque day here in Starkville for Game 2 between Mississippi State and Arkansas. Good afternoon to you. I'm Ty Goldberg alongside Connor Davis. Bulldogs coming in after a win in Game 1 last night. State coming into this series, number 13 in the country now after the win last night, 34-9 and 6-7 in conference play. Arkansas coming in at number 8 in the country into this series. After the loss last night, they fall to 33-6 and 8-5 in Southeastern Conference play. Bulldogs looking for their second SEC series win after winning that Game 1 last night. A pitcher's duel last night saw Peja Gould a fantastic afternoon and then into the evening, and able to help Mississippi State propel them to a 1-0 win. And it was the first time that Mississippi State has won a Game 1 in SEC play this season as well. We'll get to a pregame interview in just a moment after Connor and I talk for just a little bit, but I want to talk about this, and Coach Ricketts did as well with Connor earlier in the dugout. But it's all for Alex weekend here in Starkville and around the SEC. And today, both Arkansas and Mississippi State will be sporting teal along with the rest of the Southeastern Conference to support the fight against ovarian cancer, honoring the late Alex Wilcox, who was on this ball club in 2018. Became the first female athlete to get her number retired here at Mississippi State. So her number retired, her flag flying in center field, as well as her number on the wall out and right as well. So all for Alex Day today in Starkville. Coach Ricketts will talk about that more in the pregame interview that Connor Davis had with her earlier. Connor, let's talk first about yesterday and what we saw and what we need to see today. Bulldogs, a 1-0 win, but man, you saw great pitching, great defense, and the Bulldogs just got enough Lady Bulldogs on base to be able to cause some traffic and wreak some havoc. And that one run scored last night on a pass ball was all Mississippi State needed.
And that was the only run you needed, right? But that zero was really important that we held Arkansas to, and that was a testament to how great the defense was yesterday. And I think you need to have really good pitching again if you're going to go out here and face Arkansas, because we talked about it. Really good hitting team. Yet Arkansas shut out Auburn their first game of that series, and they went 8-6-8 with their hits in those games. And this is a team that's known for heavy hitting. So the way to limit that is good pitching, good defense. You look at what happened yesterday. Peja Gould, she tied Mississippi State's single season record, for shutouts in SEC play at 3. She gets one more by the end of the season. She'll be right there at the top of the list. And then only 2 hits she allowed yesterday. So 2 hits, no runs, and you got to play great defense. Now, you had an error yesterday, but it really didn't matter at the end of the day. It was kind of negligible what happened. And honestly, Ty, I really didn't even notice it when it happened. It was just kind of that thing that just happened. You're like, all right, roll it off the back, and let's keep playing defense like we normally do. Keep playing great defense. You show up offensively as well. We'll talk a little bit about that. I'd love to hear your thoughts about what we need to do offensively. Defense, defense, defense. Defense wins championships, and yesterday, that's what we saw.
Yeah, we saw that yesterday most definitely from Gould in the circle and the defense in the field, as well as Des Rivera behind the plate, who played really well as well. Offensively, Bulldogs had 5 hits last night. That one run came unearned on a pass ball in the 5th. State left 8 on base. It's been kind of an issue this season for Mississippi State to leave runners in scoring position, leave runners on. Although, and we talked about this in the postgame show yesterday, we thought the approach was really, really solid yesterday from Mississippi State. At times, though, Arkansas played well defensively too. And obviously, Robin Herron had a great game yesterday. Any other ball club, probably that's a win. But against a pitching staff and a defense like Mississippi State's, it's tough to win. And they saw that yesterday. Robin Herron had a great game yesterday for Arkansas, got the loss, but, didn't allow an earned run. Arkansas still hadn't allowed an earned run in the past couple of ball games. Didn't allow one last weekend against Auburn. But for State, that offense, I thought, had a really good approach at the plate. Got unlucky on a couple. They hit some on the screws, but continued to have traffic on the bases. And, was really impressed with what State did yesterday. Obviously, you want to convert more, and that's what we're going to have to do today. Convert more with runners in scoring position and more frequently bring runners to home plate.
Well, I was impressed at how they were placing the ball out there, Ty. They were hitting it where it needed to go. No man's land showed up a lot out there in the outfield. And what impressed me was where they were, like I said, they placed it perfectly. And if they can continue to do that, we might have a chance to win Game 2 and win this series.
Well, hopefully we can win the ball game. National anthem about to be played here in Starkville. Pre-game and first pitch coming in about 10 minutes here in Starkville between number 13 State and number 8 Arkansas. Back in just a moment, and here is Connor Davis's pre-game interview with Samantha Ricketts. This is Mississippi State softball on the Bulldog Student Sports Network in Learfield.
Trey Willis, shortstop.
Marshall Jones, first baseman.
Alex Philbin, center fielder.
Hi, I'm Tim from C Spire. Am I in the right place?
It always pays to have the right players on your team. That's why C Spire gives you fiber-fast home internet, nationwide 5G wireless, and best-in-class business solutions, all backed by local 24/7 support. C Spire, customer inspired.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Jake Mangum here. When I'm at the plate, I'm always looking for an edge. So when I'm shopping for auto insurance, I'm always looking to save. That's why I'm going with Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance to keep me covered. They're always finding ways to save you money, like a 7% discount when you sign up for paperless billing and documents. Go to msfbins.com and discover how much you can save on auto insurance, or find a local agent and get started today. Go with the home team. Go with Farm Bureau Insurance.
Bulldog fans, are you looking for the perfect weekend getaway? Look no further. Pearl River Resort in Choctaw, Mississippi offers the experience of a lifetime. World-class entertainment, unique shopping, and the ultimate in fine dining. And if that's not enough, hit the links at the world-renowned Azaleas and Oaks courses at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club and complete your stay in luxurious relaxation at the spa. Your exhilarating weekend awaits only at Pearl River Resort, where you'll be at the center of it all. Must be 21 or older.
Welcome back to the Bulldog Student Sports Network pregame show. I'm Ty Goldman alongside Connor Davis. We got the interview up now. A little technical difficulties with it before, but we've got it up and ready for you now. Connor Davis went down pregame to talk with Coach Samantha Ricketts, and here is that pregame interview.
We're here for Game 2 against Arkansas, Coach. It's kind of an important day today. Can you kind of explain what today is going to mean, and probably the rest of the series as well?
Yeah, a big day for us. Obviously, it means a little bit more today. It is the All for Alex SEC Goes Teal Day, which means that the entire conference and also some teams outside the SEC are all wearing teal in honor of former Mississippi State Bulldog Alex Wilcox, who passed away from ovarian cancer in 2018. So we all joined together after her passing to create this day as, one, to remember Alex, but two, really just to raise awareness for ovarian cancer. It's something that just hits close to home to not just Mississippi State, LSU as well, and using our platforms to help spread awareness of the disease and really help especially young females catch the symptoms early. I think it's something that we're very passionate about and that we're just really thankful of everyone getting on board and helping us to continue to share our message and the symptoms and everything that we do all throughout today.
Well, today's going to be a little bit different of a game 2 than what you're used to. You usually go out here and win these game 2s, but those game 1s kind of get past you before you get to these game 2s. But that was not the deal for yesterday. You won that game 1, and now you're here for game 2 looking for a victory. Today, if you win, it would win the series. How do you go out there and ensure that your players, it doesn't get to their heads to kind of play calm, cool, and collected?
Yeah, I mean, it's really just taking it one at-bat at a time, one inning at a time, and knowing that we just have to continue to play Mississippi State softball and focus on what we can control and not look too far in advance towards the outcome or a series win or whatever it might be. That's, I think, when people tighten up or get stressed, and we have to bring our own energy, our momentum, and really do all we can to just take it one pitch at a time and play Mississippi State softball.
We have Alyssa Fairclough kind of warming up. She's been the 1-2 punch with Paige Gould this season. That's what it's kind of looked like. What's going to be your approach offensively, and what does she need to do to find success today against Arkansas?
Yeah, I think it's both really evenly matched. They've got 3 strong arms that we expect to see throughout the weekend too. So just going out there and trying to get us back in the dugout as fast as we can, playing really good defense behind Alyssa. We know she's going to compete and she's going to go right at hitters, and we have to be able to make our adjustments in the box no matter who we see out of their side, because they've got 2 more arms that we could see starting today that are both very good.
So offensively, hit way better than Arkansas yesterday. You got people on base. How do we ensure that we get more runs scored today and kind of play some Mississippi State offense?
One of the messages in pregame was just to not take the middle innings for granted, and we had some opportunities to kind of blow open that game yesterday that got past us. So trying to really stay locked into the game plan in the middle of the game, not just early and late, and I think that's something that hopefully we see show up for us in game 2 here today.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Hail State.
That was your Bulldog head coach in Samantha Ricketts with Connor Davis, and a good interview there, and appreciate you going down to get that, Connor. Appreciate Coach Samantha Ricketts doing that for us as well. And she's fired up, her team's fired up about that win yesterday, but trying to take it one pitch at a time, one at bat at a time, one inning at a time. And going to be big for Mississippi State today, a big ball game. Try and take a series in the first 2. Hadn't done that all year. It's a big contest for the Bulldogs today.
You can't let confidence or arrogance seep through your body, Ty, when you go out here and play against Arkansas. This is a team that's known for winning these games to in conference play. So that's why I mentioned it. Hey, how are you going to go out there and say, look, we got to play calm, cool, and collected, play some Mississippi State softball, and go out here and take care of business and win this series against Arkansas? It'd be a really big series win for Mississippi State, and I'm hoping they get out there and do just that.
Well, let's get to the starting lineups for today's ball game. We got Alumni Day here in Starkville. Those members of the previous Bulldog programs were just recognized a little bit ago, and obviously got All for Alex weekend and an opportunity for the Bulldogs to win Game 2 and win the series. Here is the starting lineup for the Razorbacks of Arkansas. Same as yesterday, but I'll read through for you. Starting in center field and batting first, the senior Reagan Johnson, now with a .359 average. And then in the 2 spot, going to be the designated player for the ballgame, the freshman sensation Brinley Bain with a .410 batting average. Ella McDowell over at the hot corner. She's going to be in the 3 spot today, the sophomore with a .356 batting average. Number 4 in the order, the cleanup spot, left fielder going to be Dakota Kennedy, .356 batting average for the senior transfer. And you got in the 5 spot over at first base, the senior Tiana Bell with a .395 average. Batting in the 6 spot and over at shortstop, the senior Atalia Rio with a .378 batting average. In right field and over going to be in the 7th spot in the order, it'll be the senior Kaylee Wyckoff. She has a .382 batting average. It's a common theme. All these Razorbacks in their starting lineup with an average over 300. In the 8th spot and behind the plate, going to be the catcher Kennedy Miller, Jr. with a .327 batting average. And rounding off, going to be the second baseman in the 9th spot, Carly Davison with a .364 batting average. The senior Davison at second base. And then the starter going to be the righty in a .232 ERA, sophomore Peyton Burnham. Talk a little bit more about her when we get an opportunity to in the bottom half of the first when State goes to work offensively. But Connor, let's hear Mississippi State's starting lineup for today's ball game.
All right, leading off is going to be the Woman, starting off for this conference play, it's going to be a right field. Kiara Sells, a senior with a .402 batting average. Morgan Stiles is at your number 2 spot, shortstop, sophomore, .348 batting average. At your number 3, Anna Carter, going to be your designated player, the senior with a .273 batting average. At your 4 spot, third baseman, Nadia Barbary, .348 batting average, the senior. And we go to 5, that's Paige Ernstis. First baseman, sophomore with a .167 batting average. At your 6th spot, left fielder Morgan Bernardini, senior with a .278 batting average. At your 7th spot, it's going to be your catcher Des Rivera, the senior with a .276 batting average. Tatum Silva takes your 8th spot. Center fielder, the junior with a .311 batting average. And rounding it off at your 9 is going to be Gabby Schaefer, the second baseman, freshman, the .269 batting average. Starting pitching for Mississippi State today is going to be Alyssa Faircloth. We talked about it with Coach Ricketts in the pregame, the fastest MSU pitcher to 100 strikeouts and doing it in just over 55 innings. She's 22 away from the 6th 200 strikeout season in Mississippi State history, so hopefully she does just that pitching today, Ty.
Yeah, sure hope so. Bulldogs with a couple of shakeups in that order. Obviously, you got Barbary moving up 1, Ernstis bumping down 1, then Silva going to get the start in center today and be in the 8th spot over Kinley Keller, who started yesterday, and then Schaefer in the 9 spot getting the start at second base today over Romero, who started yesterday. For Alyssa Faircloth, a junior transfer to Troy from Northport, Alabama, the lefty, a .174 ERA. That's the 9th best ERA in the conference. This will be her 26th appearance and 15th game started. She's had 8 complete games this year, 104.2 innings pitched. That's 104 2/3. 63 hits, giving up 29 runs, 26 of them earned, 26 walks, 178 strikeouts. And those 178 strikeouts, 5th most in the nation, 1st most in the SEC. Opponents with a batting average of 173 against the Southpaw, and she has been fantastic this season. Top 10 in the nation in Ks, K to walk ratio. Top 10 in the nation Ks per 7. Top 10 in the nation in WHIP. She had 15 games with 5+ strikeouts this season, 5 games with 10+ strikeouts, and it's just been phenomenal all season long. And SEC play, too, has been phenomenal. A 1.91 ERA, so a sub-2 ERA in 36 2/3 innings pitched. She has been incredibly solid for Mississippi State this season. Bulldogs, again, in all white today with the teal Mississippi State across the front. Teal socks, a lot of teal, obviously, for Alex Day this week and this weekend and today. And Arkansas in their gray uniforms with red sleeves and red striping, but they've got the teal belts and the teal socks. So just about set for first pitch here in Starkville. And, again, appreciate you tuning in with the Bulldog Student Sports Network on Learfield. I'm Ty Goldman. Alongside Connor Davis, set for an exciting Game 2. Bulldogs trying to win Game 2. They've done that every series so far, and this time it's a little bit different, though, a chance to win the series with a win today. Reagan Johnson going to stand in for Arkansas. We are just about set for first pitch. First pitch in, it misses low for ball 1. At 2:02 p.m. Central Time here in Starkville. Game 2 underway. Johnson yesterday went 0 for 3, so that average has dipped down now to 359, but can't be upset about that too much if you're Johnson. It's really a solid average, and this one catches the outer half of the first strike of the ball game from Alyssa Faircloth.
Ty, she broke Arkansas's career hits record earlier this season, so it's a no-brainer to start her off today against Mississippi State, like she's been starting most of the season.
Said multiple All-SEC honors in her career in Fayetteville. This one misses for ball 2. That one just missed inside. Umpires the same 3 out there, but we have behind the plate, they've shifted around behind the plate, Anthony Small. At first base, Anthony Williams. And manning second and third is Ronald White. This one will catch right down the middle, and that's strike 2. So the count 2-2 early here on Johnson. State looking to get the first out of the inning, first out of the ball game. 2-2. Off speed, just missed. For ball 3, and the count runs full. A couple pitches have been closed, but have not been called, and so count now full on Johnson, and Faircloth trying to keep the leadoff hitter from getting on base. This one swung on, fouled back to the netting. Count will stay where it is, full at 3-2. Good crowd here today in Starkville. Beautiful day. Some clouds in the sky, but it's those nice-looking clouds. Here's the 3-2. This one down the line towards first and foul. And so we'll do the 3-2 again. Early battle here from Johnson, obviously running the count full and a couple of foul balls in a row here. And so, it's going to be a tough day. It's going to be tough for State to replicate what they did yesterday. But looking for that, hopefully, and maybe the Bulldogs can win another pitcher's duel. Here's the 3-2. That one catches the outer half, a punch out. First strikeout of the ball game for Alyssa Faircloth. Seems like she's been striking out batters all year, and she strikes out the first Arkansas batter she sees for out number one on the top of the first.
There wasn't that many to come by yesterday, Ty, so the fact that the first batter is the first strikeout for Alyssa Faircloth means maybe there's a little bit more to go around than there was yesterday.
Brinley Bain now going to stand in. First pitch to her misses off the inner half. So that inner half to lefties and outer half to righties maybe going to be tough to catch today. There's been a couple close ones on that inner edge that have just missed. Bain yesterday went 1 for 3. Had that lone hit come in the first inning. She had a single out to left field, hard hit single out to left. This one misses. The count now 2-0. And Arkansas had a lot of hard hit balls yesterday too, but State's defense, as we mentioned, played really, really well yesterday.
Yeah, only 2 hits for a heavy Arkansas offense. Seeing if they can make something different happen today.
This one right down Broadway. There's strike 1 on the count. Bain, after going 1 for 3 yesterday, average dips a little bit, but still well above average, I guess. 4.10.
Well, that's the best
right
on
now.
the team, Ty.
That's the best on the team, so well above average, and has been incredibly solid this year in her freshman season. 3-1 now the count. Has struggled in SEC play, though, coming in a .219 batting average in SEC play into this series. So struggled a little bit in conference play, but has been solid so far in this series. And this one a strike on the lower half. Bain thought it was ball 4, but just catches the zone, and so now the count full, 3-2.
It doesn't get better than that, Ty. I don't know how you suspected that to be a ball, but that was right down the pipe, if I say so.
Here's the 3-2 to Bain. Swing and a hard line drive over foul towards the Arkansas dugout. So we'll do the 3-2 again momentarily. So Faircloth having to work back from count she's been behind in. I'd love to see her get ahead maybe in the next batter she sees, but she was successful with a 3-2 pitch earlier. See if she can do it again. This one just misses off the outer half for ball 4, and so Bain able to reach in the first inning today like she did yesterday. Arkansas's got a runner aboard here with 1 out in the top of the first inning.
I don't mind that. I don't know if I saw it clip that plate at all, so I'm okay with that call. A lot of fans out here aren't, but
it's been close so far today. Now Ella McDowell will stand in the right-handed batter's box. All-speed pitch to her misses outside for ball 1. So you got Bain at first. Scored 34 runs this year for the Razorbacks. Wind pushing out to left field favors the pull side for McDowell, and she pulls this one foul off the State dugout, really below where the camera is above third base. So the count evens at 1-1.
Got to get ahead on this. Love to see 1 and 2 right here if you can, Faircloth, because those 3 and 2 counts kind of stress me out a little bit, Ty.
Yeah, I'd like to get ahead here. See if she can. Here's the 1-1. And misses. Now the count 2-1. So McDowell yesterday 0 for 3. You mentioned State only had 3 strikeouts yesterday. Paige Gould. McDowell had 2 of them. So she struck out 2 times yesterday. So struggled to see it yesterday, but facing a different pitcher today. This one popped up in the air. Rivera going to call everybody off and make the grab for out number 2. It good to communicate there. Barbary was coming in and ranged in, and Rivera calls her off, and so nobody running into each other and no drop plop flies, and that's out number 2.
We will have Dakota Kennedy come up for Arkansas for this one.
Yeah, Kennedy 1 for 2, reached twice yesterday in a walk and a single in the left field. It's part of the 2 hits that the Razorbacks had yesterday. First pitch to her misses outside for ball one. So a left-on-left matchup here. Arkansas with 5 lefties in this order and 4 righties in the order. This one fouled back. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike.
That's a good, diverse batting order, you know. You can't really take advantage of it at all when it's split down the middle, right and left.
So Bain over at first walked with 1 out in the inning. Fairclough's got a strikeout and then a pop out. Here's the 1-1. Off speed right down Broadway for strike 2. Bulldogs trying to get out of the inning unscathed. Have not allowed a run so far through a combined through last night and today, 7 2/3 innings, trying to make that 8 here. The 1-2 to Kennedy. Misses outside. Count evens at 2-2, and there's Deuces Wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in the top of the first. And again, Bulldogs will have top of the order due up in Sells, Styles, and Carter. Kennedy awaits the pitch. This one grounded over to second. Up with it is Schaefer, who's starting today and makes the play for out number 3. So the Bulldogs have a runner aboard, and Arkansas Stranzer, a ground out to end the inning. Faircloth able to get 1 strikeout, and so the Bulldogs and Razorbacks are tied after the top of the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base for the Hogs. And Mississippi State will have 1, 2, 3 due up in Sells, Styles, and Carter, facing off against the starter for today for Arkansas and Peyton Burnham. So, Connor, let's read a little bit off of Peyton Burnham.
Yeah, what's going on here? She is a sophomore coming into this. So
yeah, sophomore righty out of Eugene, Oregon. Had a good freshman year last year too, Connor. A freshman All-American last year, a 2.62 ERA through 117 in a third innings pitched for the Hogs, 94 strikeouts, and she's had a good season so far this year too.
Yeah, I mean, she's coming out in here doing a lot for Arkansas. She's got a 8.3 record. She's got a 2.32 ERA, so not as good as Faircloth coming into this one, but still making her way. 15 appearances, 10 games started. She's got just over 54 innings pitched. She had 48 hits on her, 18 runs on her. All of them been earned on her, and 15 walks on her, and maybe she does something different today. Hopefully Mississippi State can take advantage of her. One thing I do want to talk about, though, is the leadoff batter in Kiara Sells. She's reached base safely in 12 consecutive games. That ties a season-long reached base streak. Her career is 16. She's got a couple more games to get that, and she scored the game's only run last game. So hopefully she does something great coming up today.
Hopefully she can get on base here. 36 strikeouts as well for Burnham. An opponent batting average of 238. Now, has struggled in SEC play, a 3.50 ERA. Now this is her 7th appearance. 4 out of 6 appearances in SEC play this year. She has given up multiple earned runs gave up. So it looking like maybe Mississippi State can score some runs here. In most of her appearances, she is giving up multiple runs. With the first pitch to Sells in foul territory and dropped over there by McDowell at third. He had McDowell and Rio running for it, and they kind of collided. McDowell was trying to catch that one off the shoulder of Rio, and so that one dropped, and new life for Kiara Sells now on an 0-1 count. But yeah, Burnham struggled in SEC play. At least hadn't been as dominant as she was, coming in. This one misses. The count now 1-1. Against Auburn last week, had 1 appearance. It was a Game 2 start and a win. Had a complete game shutout. So that was one of the 6 appearances where she did not allow multiple runs. A complete game shutout. Had 4 walks in that ball game, give up 2 hits, but 5 strikeouts. The defense played well behind her. Count now 2-1 on Sells with a 4.02 batting average.
See what Sells does on this 1-1 count.
This one sent down the line and fouled over towards left, and so the count will even up at 2-2. Yeah, you mentioned Sells now on a 12-game reach base streak that was extended last night. Had that hit streak falter. Reached on a walk yesterday, but take getting on base any way you can.
Yeah, because she scored from it.
Yeah, this one hard down the line and foul, and so the count will stay where it is. Yeah, scored from it. She scored on a pass ball. Was a really aggressive decision to go. It was a close play at the plate. didn't get reviewed. I thought maybe it would have.
I
but
thought
it
so too.
Didn't get reviewed, and Sells was in safely, scoring the only run of the ball game for both teams, and helped Mississippi State win the ball game 1-0.
I mean, it was a fingernail away from being an out. I mean, we're right here, behind home plate. So
I thought it was close, but there wasn't a review, and State was able to score the run. 3-2 count, and this one misses low for ball 4, and so she extends the reach base streak to 13, and the Bulldogs have a leadoff runner aboard here in the bottom half of the first inning.
You love to see it. You got someone on base, no outs. Love to start it off strong. Like you said, you got to get on base any way you can. And what we saw yesterday, she got on base with the walk. She was able to score. So let's see what happens today.
Morgan Stiles now going to stand in. First pitch to her, a strike. Stiles yesterday 1 for 3. So that average at 348 now. This one just misses low for ball 1. But yeah, a 438 on base percentage as well. Like I said, 348 average. Added her 46th hit of the year yesterday. And so now, after going 1 for 3 yesterday, at 293 conference average. Ground ball 6-4, and they called her safe at second base. It was a ground ball, a fielder's choice to second. Sells safe at second, but the throw over to first not in time, so a sacrifice ground out after all, and so Sells safe at second base, and the Bulldogs have 1 out in the inning.
I thought she might have been out on that second base. I'm not going to say it too loud because I don't want them to kind of look at that, but it was close. But, man, I don't know if she got there before the ball did, but, hey, the ref did, and that's all that matters.
Umpire says she is safe, and so Anna Carter will stand in with a runner in scoring position early here for Mississippi State. First pitch to her, a ball outside. Carter went 1 for 3 yesterday. Had a single in the ball game that came in the first inning. This one misses outside. Now the count 2-0. So she had that single, a 2-out single for State in the first inning. And has been one of State's better hitters in conference play, average at 300. She sends this one in the center. Ranging over is the center fielder, Johnson. It's going to be too shallow for a tag. Catch made, and there's out number 2.
Well, I was going to say she's hit in 4 of her last 5 games and rose her batting average 20 points before she walked up to the batter's box in this game. So she's been pretty good recently for Mississippi State in conference play. So hopefully she kind of gets back when the lineup flips again and makes some business offensively.
Well, Nadia Barbary will stand in, the Bulldogs' best hitter in conference play. First pitch to her in there for a called strike 1. Barbary last night 1 for 3. Part of the 5 Bulldogs that each got 1 hit. And so looking to have a big one here that maybe would score a run. This one misses off the inner half. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Out at second base is Kiara Sells. Speedy Sells scored last night. Trying to maybe score again today. This one foul. The count now in favor of Burnham, 1-2. So Burnham hadn't get up a hit yet. Had that lone walk to start the inning to Sells. And like I said, she's made her way to second base. So State trying to add the first run of the ball game. Here's the 1-2. Slow grounder over to second. Davison up with it. Throw to first. To Bell in time for out number 3. Bulldogs do threaten like Arkansas did in the first inning in their top half of the first, but State leaves a runner in scoring position, and they strand their first run of the ball game. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base as we move to the top half of the second inning. Scoreless here in Starkville. 0-0 in game 2. Bulldogs with the win could clinch the series over the Razorbacks. We'll be back in just a moment for the top of the second. Again, our score 0-0 between MSU and Arkansas. I'm Tag Goldman alongside Connor Davis, and this is Mississippi State Softball on the Bulldog Student Sports Network in Learfield.
Trey Willis, shortstop.
Marshall Jones, first baseman.
Alex Philbin, center fielder.
Hi, I'm Tim from C Spire. Am I in the right place?
It always pays to have the right players on your team. That's why C Spire gives you fiber-fast home internet, nationwide 5G wireless, and best-in-class business solutions, all backed by local 24/7 support. C Spire, customer inspired.
Hi, I'm Jake Mangum. Life is about making the most of your at-bats. So if you struck out looking for auto insurance, give Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance a shot. Farm Bureau Insurance is offering huge discounts on their auto rates. In fact, over the last 12 months, Farm Bureau Insurance has taken 3 rate reductions. Talk about coming through in the clutch. So if you were with us before, you're new to Farm Bureau, it's time to come home. Visit msfbins.com to find great new rates on auto insurance. And go with the home team.
Welcome back to the Bulldog Student Sports Network. We head to the top half of the second inning. I'm Tag Holman alongside Connor Davis. Bulldogs with a tie ball game here with Arkansas, 0-0. Trying to win the series today after winning game 1 last night, 1-0. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Razorbacks to start here at the top of the second. It'll be Bell, Rio, and Wyckoff against Alyssa Faircloth, who was able to move past a walk in the first inning and get 3 outs and keep Arkansas off the board. And so Tiana Bell now will stand in after going 0 for 3 yesterday. The 0-0 to her, right down Broadway for strike 1. This part of the order yesterday, Connor, with Bell, Rio, and Wyckoff combined 0 for 8 yesterday against Gould. And so seeing a different pitcher today, but struggling so far in this series. Here's the 0-1 to Bell. Way out in front of the off-speed pitch, and the count quickly now 0-2.
It's crazy how all of those 3 that you just named have almost 400 batting averages, and yet Paige Gould got the best of them. She was able to kind of take advantage of them and make them look silly.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. Faircloth fans Bell, and there's her second strikeout of the ball game, and Mississippi State with 1 going here in the Razorback half of the second.
Yep, there it goes right there. Swing and a miss. And now you got 1 out on the board for Faircloth, and hey, maybe we see more strikeouts today.
Now standing in going to be Atalia Rio. First pitch to her in there for a called strike 1. All-speed pitch working now for Faircloth. Worked there in that first AB and plate appearance with Bell. Now back to it. The first pitch strike to Rio. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Quickly ahead in the count. Something she wasn't doing yesterday. Rio, out of those 3, the 5, 6, and 7, the only one to reach. Did reach on a walk yesterday, but Faircloth now getting ahead in counts, which is something she struggled with in the first inning. The 0-2. Did she go around? They'll appeal. She did not, and Rio, for the time being, stays alive. The count, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
She's one of the less experienced players on Arkansas for Baden. She's got 90 at-bats coming into this game. This is her 91st, which is the 3rd least in this batting order. So
this one popped into center field. Silva in on it. Makes the grab for out number 2. So State 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the second inning. And so trying to make quick work of this middle half of the order. And now we head into the bottom third. And Wyckoff will stand in. Kaylee Wyckoff, the senior right fielder. Into the left-handed batter's box. First pitch to her. Right down the middle for strike 1. Again, that's Faircloth getting ahead every batter she's seen so far. First pitch strike in this inning.
Wyckoff, the transfer out of Texas Tech, coming in here with a .382 batting average.
39 hits on the year for her, also 30 RBIs. This one misses outside for ball 1. Yeah, she went 0 for 3 last night. But coming in, looking at what she's been doing in SEC play, coming into this series, a .250 batting average. So that decreased last night. This one catches a zone for strike 2. And so hasn't been one of Arkansas's premier hitters in SEC play. Had a good weekend last weekend against Auburn, went 4 for 8. But struggling so far, and now down in the count here, 1-2 to Faircloth. Here's the pitch. This one misses outside, and count evens. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the top half of the second inning. Bulldogs at 5, 6, and 7 due up as well. In the bottom of the second, Ernstis, Bernardini, and Rivera. Faircloth trying to go 3 up, 3 down. Swing and a foul ball over towards Miller in the on-deck circle. And so count will stay where it is at 2-2. Fire trucks heading out of here.
Faircloth trying to get Wyckoff going down swinging.
See if she can. 2-2 to Wyckoff. Swinging a fly ball in the center, pretty much straight away center. Silva does not have to move much and makes the grab for out number 3. So strikeout, fly out, fly out. Both of those flyouts going to center field. A 1-2-3 inning for Alyssa Faircloth and the Bulldogs. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base as we move to the bottom half of the second inning. Bulldogs will face Peyton Burnham with Ernstis Bernardini and Rivera due up. And so, a lot of momentum early on. State's defense and pitching is shining like they did yesterday, and a chance maybe for the Bulldogs to add their first run of the ball game. You remember in the second inning yesterday, State got the bases loaded with 1 out and couldn't score a run, so maybe they can have some action here in the bottom of the second in Game 2.
Didn't score until later on. Mississippi State known for not scoring until later on. Only 12 of their runs in SEC play became before the 5th inning, so looking forward to kind of score a little bit earlier, but you got to love it even when pitches are connecting with bats. Got to love the supporting cast Mississippi State's defense has around Alyssa Faircloth. I mean, she's able to put it on the money, but then they're able to still get those outs, fly-outs, ground-outs, you name it. Mississippi State's defense is doing it all, so hopefully their offense can kind of come and contribute to that as well.
Yeah, sure hope so. Look at Arkansas yesterday there in the second inning yesterday. They also went 3 up, 3 down. Razorbacks 3 innings out of the 7 where they went 3 up, 3 down yesterday, and then today here's the first one. So Bulldogs continuing that defensive success. So hopefully the Bulldogs can muster up something offensively. Mississippi State again with 5, 6, and 7 due up. Yesterday, those hitters, that was Nadia Barbary in the 5 spot yesterday, and then it was Bernardini and Rivera. Today it is Ernstis Bernardini and Rivera, and so State will see if they can go to work here. Yesterday, Ernstis 0 for 2, but did draw a walk, so was able to reach base, and she has been pretty good in SEC play just in terms of reaching base as well. Coming in a 368 on-base percentage in SEC play of this series, and that on-base percentage now at 364. She stands in. Here's the first pitch from Burnham. Misses outside for ball 1.
Ernstis been really great for Mississippi State in conference play. She was the 5 RBI queen in that Game 2 against Florida.
This one misses off the outer edge as well, and she's quickly ahead in the count 2-0. So, yeah, a hot couple of ball games in a row for Ernstis in terms of just getting on base. Ahead in the count 2-0. Now fouls this one over the State dugout. Count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Wind fairly dead right now. It's a warm day here in Starkville. Again, a beautiful day as well. If anything, it's been blowing out to the left. It's just kind of calm right now.
It is a beautiful day. And you look at the beginning of this week, I was wearing jeans.
This one's sent in the right, hit pretty well, but Wyckoff on it for out number 1. A line drive into right, snared for out number 1, and the Bulldogs, 1 out in the inning, will go towards now Morgan Bernardini.
Yep. The left fielder, Bernardini is.
Bernardini with a 278 batting average overall this season. First pitch to her in there for a called strike 1. You look at what she did yesterday. Struggled a little bit later in the ball game, but went 1 for 3, so was able to grab a hit for State. This one sent out to left, but Kennedy on the move to her right, able to make the play for out number 2. So State 2 quick outs here in the home half of the second. And now that'll bring up Des Rivera.
Saw 3 up, 3 down from the top of the second. You might get 3 up, 3 down at the bottom of the second, but hopefully Des Rivera can make something happen.
And hopefully she can keep it alive. A slow grounder over towards Coach Tyler Bratton at third base. He grabs that one, flips it to the Arkansas third baseman in McDowell, and back to the pitcher and Burnham in the circle.
Yesterday she collected a double and was hit by a pitch. She got on base twice.
Yeah, got on base twice, for Mississippi State. On-base percentage now above 300 at 303 for the year. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. A big cut at that one. She's hit 3 long balls this year. 10 total extra base hits. Here's a 1-2 to her. Swing, and this one driven into right, but stays up just enough for Wyckoff to make the play for out number 3. So back-to-back 3-up, 3-down innings from both ball clubs. In the top of the second, State makes Arkansas go 3-up, 3-down. The bottom of the second, Arkansas makes State go 3-up, 3-down. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. That will send us to the third inning, scoreless through 2 like we were yesterday. Bulldogs and Razorbacks 0-0 as we head to the top half of the third. Back in just a moment as Faircloth will face off against the 8-9-1 hitters for Arkansas. This is Mississippi State softball on the Bulldogs Student Sports Network and Learfield.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Bulldog fans, are you looking for the perfect weekend getaway? Look no further. Pearl River Resort in Choctaw, Mississippi offers the experience of a lifetime. World-class entertainment, unique shopping, and the ultimate in fine dining. And if that's not enough, hit the links at the world-renowned Azaleas and Oaks courses at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club and complete your stay in luxurious relaxation at the spa. Your exhilarating weekend awaits only at Pearl River Resort, where you'll be at the center of it all. Must be 21 or older.
Welcome back to the Bulldogs Student Sports Network on Learfield. I'm Ty Goble alongside Connor Davis. We move ahead to the top half of the third inning. Scoreless through 2. Both ball clubs with a couple of runners they've left stranded. No hits so far in the ball game, and Faircloth trying to keep that the way it is. Due up for Arkansas, 8-9-1, Miller, Davison, and Johnson. And so the junior catcher Miller will stand in the right-handed batter's box. Righty, lefty to start this inning for the Razorbacks. This one fouled towards us, the press box, and just above us for strike 1.
Glad that didn't hit anybody because it was mighty close to us. I heard that ball hit outside.
Close to getting into the window. I would have needed you to make a diving play there.
I don't have my glove, Ty.
You could just make the play. Miller, 0-1-2 misses high for ball 1. Yeah, just dive out and just make the play. Do what you got to do. I'll mute you so they won't hear you, or unless they would like to hear the effort.
Shoot, I might knock everything off this dang table.
1-1 to Miller. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Faircloth so far through 2 innings pitched. Only that one walk that left the one runner aboard for Arkansas, but she struck out 2 Razorbacks. 1-2 here to Miller. This one softly hit towards center, and ranging over is Schaefer to her right and makes the play for out number 1. Solid play there. She got a good jump on it and 1 out here in the away half of the third.
She did. They always tell you to kind of keep your knees bent before that ball's hit so you can get that jump on it. She hit that jump perfectly as she kind of emotes out there at second base and was able to grab that.
Yeah, doing a little dance out there. So big out to get there, and now Davison will stand in. All speed to hitch to her in there for called strike 1. I got hit and pitch, or pitch, all speed pitch mixed up and hit mixed up there for saying hitch. So it sounded like I was talking about a trailer hitch. Count 0-1. This one misses outside on the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Davison yesterday was in the 9 spot, and again, Arkansas hadn't made a change from who they had starting yesterday. She went 0 for 1, but did reach on a hit by pitch in the ball game. This one misses now to count 2 balls and 1 strike.
You saw Ricketts kind of change her lineup before today, and Arkansas just kind of stayed with the guns they had before, and hopefully it pans out different.
2-1 now to Davison. Off speed in there, called strike 2.
2-2 count for Davison. Senior transfer from Utah. Torrance, California, where she's from.
Here's a 2-2 to her. Just misses low. Rivera tried to frame it behind the plate, but to no avail. Count runs full now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. State still with the same defense out there. No changes yet. Assume State will probably make some changes defensively in the middle of the ball game like they did last night. Off-speed pitch called, strike 3. Third strikeout of the ball game for Alyssa Faircloth. Matches what Peja Gould did last night. The Bulldogs with some early strikeouts. We've got now 2 outs in the inning here in the top of the third.
We're already at the strikeout total we were yesterday. It's only the top of the third as Arkansas's batting order flips back to the top with Reagan Johnson.
Reagan Johnson will stand in. Lefty looking to slap one here, but takes a first pitch strike. She Cade looking back in the first to start the ball game off. Average now at 356 for the Razorbacks leadoff batter, and she fans and misses at this one. 0-2 now the count on Johnson.
Real early, Faircloth loves to make them swing. You got to think she might put this one a little bit outside.
See what she does here. Here's the 0-2. Runs it in on her, but a ground ball pulled over to first. Ernstis makes the play and steps on the bag over there at first base for out number 3. So State has retired now a couple in a row. It's another 3-up, 3-down inning. We'll take a look at exactly how many State's retired in a row and get that to you in a second. But no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Bulldogs defense and pitching staff and Alyssa Faircloth rolling through this Arkansas order so far, but like to see him add some runs here. And this game, still looking for its first hit as well.
Oh, yeah, now we're at Tatum Silva coming up for Mississippi State batting. Somebody that kind of came in yesterday. I believe she worked in with Morgan Bernardini as she played left field yesterday, but then Ricketts kind of came out there and said, nah, I'm going to keep Bernardini hitting, and she kind of switched it up on us while we were talking about Tatum Silva. But now we do get to talk about her. She's coming up here. Tatum Silva, junior with a .311 batting average. Now this is her 46th at-bat, 11 runs on the season, 14 hits of those, and 6 RBIs to go around with it. So she's kind of been a good little product for Mississippi State when she's had the opportunity to. So maybe at the bottom of this batting order they can make a little bit of magic happen, because that's really what we've been seeing for yesterday. A lot of it came from the bottom of the batting order. People were getting on base. So hopefully the top can hit them in and get a run early on is something you're not used to.
So Arkansas has retired a couple in a row. They've retired 6 in a row. And Mississippi State is retired now 8 in a row in the ball game after that second straight 1-2-3 inning. So only 2 in the lineup that have reached in the ball game but for both teams have reached on a walk. So both Burnham and Faircloth have a walk in this ball game, but it has not come back to get them. And so State's bottom of the order looking to spark some life here. State has not struck out yet in the ball game. Hopefully didn't jinx that, knock on wood. But looking to continue to put balls in play. Tatum Silva will stand in. Looking to maybe lay one down there and takes it, pulls the bat back for ball 1. McDowell was crashing over there at third base. I'm sure you'll see first baseman Bell crash as well. She looks to swing away here, but takes a pitch in the outer half for strike 1. And Silva, too, coming in after it had a solid weekend last weekend. We talked about that. Played in 3 games, started in 2. This one misses high now to count 2-1. But good weekend against the Gators. Went 3 for 6 in her 6 ABs. So really solid.
Yeah, it's nice that we get to talk about it now because we couldn't yesterday.
This one fouled off the netting above the State bench. The count now runs even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You get Silva, Schaefer, and Sells. Both Silva and Schaefer. Or Silva taking her. This is her first AB of the series. This one down the line and just foul over towards left field. And the count will stay where it is. So Silva with her first plate appearance in this series. Now Schaefer yesterday pinch hit. Went 0 for 2.
She was for Zion Romero, I believe, yesterday. So
Yes. This one grounded over towards the left side and foul again down the left field line. So Silva battling here, looking to become the second leadoff batter to reach base in the ball game for Mississippi State. Sales did it in the first inning. Oh, and excuse me, swing there and just foul towards the backstop. Just got a piece of the bat.
at least she made contact with it. She's still alive.
Yeah, count 2-2. Still on Silva. This one fouled again. And so another foul ball here. It's, what now, 4 straight. And so Silva making Burnham work here through 2 innings. No strikeouts yet, but no hits given up or runs. Just the lone walk. Facing her 8th Bulldog batter. This one runs in on her. She grounds it over to second. Davison up with it. Throw to first in time for out number 1.
And here comes Gabby Schaefer at the bottom of the lineup, trying to make something happen here. She got a little bit of experience yesterday. As you said, Ty, wasn't able to make much with it, but hopefully that's a different story today as she gets a little bit of confidence starting off.
First pitch to her misses outside for ball 1. Schaefer's average on the year at 269. You know, she's an average of 071 in conference play. It, you know, has just struggled so far in conference play. And this one, I guess, foul tip off the bat there, just barely. The count evens at 1-1. Thought she got the check swing and held the bat back, but did not. But looking to turn things around as we enter the second half of conference play, and this one swung on and missed. Count now 1-2 on her.
Well, one of the higher on-base percentages for this Mississippi State batting order with a 3.87, not too shabby. So maybe she gets on base 1-2.
This one misses low. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Didn't hit against Florida last weekend. Only played in game 2 as a pinch runner. This one misses low and inside at the knees. The count runs full at 3-2. So last night was her first couple of times at the plate since game 1 against South Carolina.
She started that game too.
Yeah.
Ty.
This one's sent into right center. Should fall, and it will, and gets past the center fielder and Johnson. Rounding first is Schaefer, and in the second base is Gabby Schaefer. How about that for her? Finding a hit there any way she can get it. Just a blooper that pops over the head of the second baseman and past Johnson, and off of the missed dive attempt, she's able to make it to second base, and a 1-out double for the Bulldogs' second baseman.
Nice little double. And you got to think what's going through Ricketts' mind when she comes in here. She's like, man, what if I put somebody else like Schaefer at the bottom of the batting order? Is she going to make a difference? And, man, she did. A double for Gabby Schaefer. 1 out for Mississippi State, and hopefully they can get a run from this at the bottom of the 3rd.
Bulldogs with a runner in scoring position as the lineup flips over to Kiara Sells. First pitch to her, a strike. She walked back in the first inning. One of the 2 Bulldogs now that have reached in the contest. Schaefer, a lot of speed out there at second base. Bulldogs with another opportunity. This one just catches the outer half, and there's strike 2. So Sells quickly down on the count, 0-2. Sells with runners in scoring position this season, an average of 419.
I don't know if I agree with that one, though, Ty.
Yeah, down on the count, 0-2. This one out to the left and foul over towards the practice facility. Yeah, I thought that one was maybe just a bit off the plate, but called a strike behind the plate by Anthony Small. And so the count stays at 0-2 after the foul ball. With the runner at second, here's the pitch. This one might get over the head of the second baseman. It does not. Schaefer got too much off the bag and tripped trying to get back there, and they double her off. Man, what a tough break for Mississippi State. Schaefer just trips on the dirt out there trying to get back to the bag at second base. And a double play to end Mississippi State's scoring threat. No runs on 1 hit. Bulldogs grab the first hit of the ball game with no errors for Arkansas and 1 left on base. And we're through 3 here and still scoreless. Like last night, we head to the 4th inning. 0-0 our score. 0-0 between Mississippi State and Arkansas. Bulldogs trying to win game 2 and win their second conference series of the season. Back in just a moment as Alyssa Faircloth will face off against 2, 3, and 4 in the Arkansas batting order. Again, our score 0-0 as we head to the fourth here in Starkville. This is Mississippi State Softball on the Bulldog Student Sports Network in Learfield.
Everything is just a little easier when you feel at home. At Cadence Bank, we're proud to be part of your home team, and we never stop working to give you a competitive advantage. Stop by a branch or visit us online at cadencebank.com to learn more about how we're helping opportunity take shape for our community.
There's a hit out to left field. This one is gone.
Cadence Bank, a proud sponsor of Mississippi State Athletics. Equal opportunity lender, member FDIC.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome back into the Bulldog Student Sports Network on Learfield. I'm Ty Goldman alongside Connor Davis. As we head to the fourth inning here in Starkville in Game 2, Bulldogs trying to win the series after a win last night, but we are scoreless through 3, 0-0, and Alyssa Faircloth going to face off against 2, 3, and 4. In the Arkansas order, it's Brinley Bain standing in. First pitch to her misses outside for ball 1.
Coming into the series, she led all D1 freshmen with a 5.55 on base percentage. That's now .550 coming into this game.
Yeah, was able to get on base one time last night. She pops this one in the shallow left. Styles calling off Bernardini in left field and makes the grab for out number 1. So quickly, there's an out from Alyssa Faircloth. And Bain retiring for the first time today, and that'll move it now to Ella McDowell in the 3 spot in the order.
Ella McDowell, also pretty young for this Arkansas team. She's a sophomore from Richmond, Texas. So,
a preseason second-team All-American, though. Freshman All-American last year, and overall third-team All-American in all of college softball. This one, first pitch to her, misses high for ball 1. At 18 multi-hit games last year. Ended with a .352 batting average for the Razorbacks. 1-0 catches his own, now 1-1. Coming in this ball game, it scored 45 runs and still there. With 45 runs scored on the season, 9th most in the Southeastern Conference. Here's the 1-1 to her. In there, called strike 2.
Speaking of conference ties, she came into this series with a .351 batting average in conference play, so not too shabby from her. She's been able to get a couple hits off the bat, and maybe that's not going to be the case today.
This one into left center. Bernardini ranging over and makes the grab for out number 2. So McDowell now 0 for 2 today, make that 0 for 5 for the series. And Mississippi State quickly with 2 up, 2 down. Bulldogs have retired 10 in a row. Looking to make it 11 here in a third straight 3 up, 3 down inning, but it's going to be tough to ask for against the Bulldogs, or excuse me, the Razorbacks cleanup hitter in Dakota Kennedy. She's already 0 for 1 today. The first pitch to her catches the inner half for strike 1. Was trying to show bunt there. And she's got a lot of speed, and especially an advantage for her, too, in the left-handed batter's box, so can get down the line quick. Let's see if she tries to lay down a bunt again. Here's the 0-1. Looking to swing away here, and the 0-1 misses off the outer edge and evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Spent the first 3 years of her career. Excuse me, not 3 years. She's a senior transfer from, 3 years in Arizona. So
yep.
I counted correctly the first time. I don't know why. I kind of second-guessed myself.
This one misses. Now the count 2-1. Yeah, 3 years at Arizona, was first-team all-conference 3 times there. I say all-conference because they were in the Pac-12 for her first 2 years of her career, and then in the Big 12 last year.
Mm-hmm. All that conference realignment jazz.
Yeah, a lot of it. 3-2-1 misses. Now the count 3 balls and 1 strike.
The Pac-12 should be back momentarily, though. They're trying to get that conference back and running.
I will see if it's we'll see how it goes. Won't be the same, obviously.
Nope.
Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss from Kennedy, and so now a 2-strike count. Faircloth looking for her 4th strikeout of the ball game. Kennedy did not K last night.
Different pitcher, different outcome, though, Ty.
See what happens here. The 3-2 misses low ball 4. And so the second walk registered in the ball game for Faircloth. And there's a runner aboard. Bulldogs with a streak of 10 retired in a row broken there. Still 2 outs in the inning, but a 2-out walk. Something you're never too comfortable with, especially this Arkansas order, as now Tiana Bell stands in. Right-handed batter's box. First pitch to her in there, called strike 1.
Tiana Bell, also a transfer, spent her first 3 years over at Cal. And she was 3rd team All Pac-12 her sophomore year.
And then 2nd team All ACC last year. Runner going, pitch a strike, throw down. Not in time. It was close. I think the right hand there of Kennedy got in just in time, and State might challenge this. Coach Ricketts talking down to home plate umpire Anthony Small, and Bulldogs may take a look at this here.
I'm not sure if based on what I saw, Ty, I think the call is correct. We're going to see a review in just a second. I believe that glove was in between the hands. I don't know if it touched any of Kennedy's limbs, but hopefully we get an overturn on this challenge and it goes out in our favor.
We'll see. It was a close play. Really bang, bang. A good throw from Rivera behind the plate. Kennedy able to use that speed to make it there. At least that's what the call on the field was, and we'll see if the review changes. I think State's also looking, too, to see if she left early. And from the looks of it, I think she did leave early. So I don't think State was reviewing for the play at second. I think State's looking to see if she was off first base early. And from the looks of it, looks like Faircloth's got the ball still in the left hand. And I think Kennedy was off the bag at first. Here's the call. So the mic not on, but we hear the call on the field changed, and Mississippi State out of the inning. So Kennedy left first base early. Obviously still a good throw and everything. Good tag out there at second. That play didn't matter. State was challenging if Kennedy left first base early, and she did. And the Bulldogs able to get out of the inning. Another 1-2-3, well, unconventional 1-2-3 inning. You had Bell at the plate after the Kennedy walk. An unconventional 1-2-3, but again, another no run, no hit, no error, and no left on base type of inning here. That sends us to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Bulldogs and Razorbacks still scoreless. State will have Styles, Carter, and Barbary due up. So, again, a good spot in this order for Mississippi State. Maybe the Bulldogs can scratch a couple of runs across here, or at least get one across. And another game that feels like just one is going good, or could be the difference.
I'll take outs how I can get them, Ty. A nice little, I don't know if we can call it a 1-2-3 inning, maybe a 1-2-1-3, maybe
more
something
of an
like that.
Unconventional type of 1-2-3.
Yeah, but I'll take them how I can get them. You got Morgan Styles coming up for Mississippi State. Like I said earlier, you're not known to score before the 5th inning in conference play, so hopefully you come out here and prove us wrong, prove the stats wrong, because like I told you earlier, 12 runs out of your 70-something have been before the 5th inning, and the rest of them have been after the 5th inning or after. So maybe you can make something happen in the bottom of the 4th as we sit 0-0, no runs to no runs, and score first, get that momentum like you had yesterday, because, man, after that one run by Mississippi State, it looked like all maroon and white after that.
Well, I mean, for Mississippi State, too, and for both teams, it's been more of it's a different ball game. It is really what it is. I mean, only one hit now through 3.5 innings so far. So, I mean, and that one hit belongs to Mississippi State. So, again, it's just a really more of an unconventional ball game here. Just at least what we hadn't seen. We didn't see that last night. State, though, has had a good approach. It hadn't struck out yet and continue to put balls in play and make Arkansas make plays. It's just been Arkansas's defense who's been able to make plays. First pitch is a strike. They say she went around. Styles did, so there's an 0-1 count now to Morgan Styles. Grounded into it was a 6-4-3 fielder's choice that she grounded into in the first inning. 0-1 misses outside for 1-1. So weird that it would be a 6-4-3 out at first base, but they tried to make the play at second, could not, and the throw over to first, though, was in time to retire Styles in the first inning, as this one fouled down the left field line, and the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Mississippi State's loving that left field line right there. They've been hitting at it all game, and most of it being fouls, but hopefully you get a hit out there pretty far and make something happen.
I got to find a way to straighten it out here and send one opposite field. This one sent the opposite way, but towards Davison at second base, and she makes a throw over for out number 1. The Bulldogs' first batter retired in the inning. And, you've seen Davison out there at second. Man, she's made a lot of plays in this ball game. A couple of ground outs to her now the past couple of innings. She had that throw over to first base as well to retire Styles in the first. So a couple of plays made for her, and makes the first one here in this inning as Anna Carter stands in. The count now 0-1 to her. She fouls the first pitch back.
Definitely been Arkansas's defensive MVP, making a lot of plays for her and not having many mistakes to go along with it.
This one right down the middle to Carter. Count now 0-2. She flew out back in the first. So looking to get on base for State here. This one hit hard down the left field line, but foul. You look at Davison, too, this year, in terms of how many errors she's made. She's made 5 errors in SEC play. Hadn't made one so far. She's done good in her opportunities in the field. This one a called, strike 3, and Carter retired on strikes. 2 outs in the inning for Mississippi State. And now Nadia Barbary will stand in.
First strikeout for Burnham of the day. And you didn't really see many yesterday, if any. If we go back, can you pull those stats, Ty, from yesterday to see if Arkansas had any strikeouts?
This one, a foul ball down the left field line, and there's strike 1. Yeah, they had 7 yesterday at Mississippi State. They struck out 7 batters. Heron had 5, and Timmerman had 2.
Just wanted to make that comparison, see if they get to 7 today, because their first one comes at the bottom of the 4th.
0-1 to Barbary, misses at the knees. Count now at 1-1. 2 outs in the inning for State. Bases empty. Scoreboard, or at least the run column, empty as well. Goose eggs for each team. 0-0 our score here in the bottom of the 4th. 2-1 now the count as the 1-1 missed. Here's a pitch. This one off the plate as well. Now 3-1. So you got Ernstis in the on-deck circle. Bulldogs trying to get a runner aboard here. They've had a runner aboard in all but 1 inning. This one ripped in the center, but back on it is the center fielder in Johnson to make the play for out number 3. So State goes 3 up, 3 down, only for their second time of the ball game. Tough inning for Mississippi State, but they look forward to getting Faircloth back out there and letting her work. She's been solid so far through 4 and looking to continue that as she goes into our 5th inning of work. 0-0 our score as we head to the top half of the 5th inning here in Starkville. State with a win today would win the series over Arkansas. But again, our score tied at 0. Be back in just a moment for more Mississippi State softball here on the Bulldog Student Sports Network and Learfield.
Ever imagine one company could transform how you live and work? With C Spire, you're connected with advanced technology that enhances everything you do. How you order your morning coffee.
Order my usual.
How you secure your company's data. Even how you implement AI to increase productivity.
And next quarter is looking even better.
Giving you the confidence and control to accelerate business growth. There's more to see. C Spire. Customer inspired.
Southern Ag Services and Alliance Ag Risk Management have deep roots in the farming communities of Mississippi and the Mid-South. Using crop insurance and research-based agronomy, our strategies will minimize your production risks and maximize your economic returns. Partnering with us ensures you'll get years of farming experience and a local successes to help you make solid decisions. Alliance Ag Risk Management and Southern Ag Services, 662-268-8006.
Welcome back on the Bulldog Student Sports Network on Learfield. I'm Ty Goldman alongside Connor Davis. We head to the top half of the fifth here at News Park. Mississippi State and Arkansas in Game 2 tied at 0 as Alyssa Faircloth back out in the circle for Mississippi State to face off against the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for the Razorbacks in Bell, Rio, and Wyckoff.
Bell resetting her count from the last inning they came out at bat.
Yeah, it was down in the count 0-2, and then the first pitch to her misses away for ball 1, but was down in the count 0-2, and then Kennedy, for the moment, stole second base. State reviewed it, and she had left first early, and that's how the inning retired. And so swing and a miss here. There's strike 1. The count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike.
Tiana Bell came in this series with an over 400 batting average, and it's just dipping and dipping and dipping. Now it's at 392 as she sits in the batter's box.
1-1 to her, misses inside, close there, but unable to catch the zone. The count now rides in favor of Bell to 2 balls and 1 strike. Two-one swung on, sent into left, and there's the first hit of the ball game for Arkansas. That's a leadoff single, and the Razorbacks looking to add their first run of the ball game in the series here, and a good way to start off with a leadoff single from Bell, her first hit of the series.
And that's what you want. That's what you want from your leadoff batter. Get on base any way you can to see if the ones coming after her can go ahead and try to hit her around to home.
So now Atalia Rio will stand in. She pops this one straight up into center field. Shallow center, ranging in going to be Silva, and makes the grab for out number 1. So 1 out there on the first pitch after the leadoff single. And the lineup now lineup moves now into the lower third. It's Wyckoff who will stand in the 7 spot. Bulldogs have also made a defensive change as well. That's out in the outfield. It's Keller now in right field replacing Kiara Sells. First pitch to Wyckoff. Off-speed misses high for ball 1. So your alignment defensively for State in the battery the same. Faircloth and in the circle. Rivera behind the plate. You got Barbary at third. Stiles at short. Schaefer at second. Ernstis at first. This one misses high and outside for ball 2. And Rivera going to call time and go talk to her pitcher. And then you got Bernardini in left. Silva in center. And Kinley Keller in right. And Bulldogs found themselves in this scenario yesterday. Had the leadoff single. It was an inning later. She had the leadoff single for the Razorbacks in the 4th inning. And then you had Tiana Bell grounded to a double play in the 4th inning, 5-4-3. So State maybe trying to get another double play here. And in the inning, this one fouled back. The count now 2-1 on Wyckoff.
I'll have to apologize. I was mesmerized by all the Razorback chanting going on in the stands right now. They were kind of trying to get something to happen.
2-1 now. This one misses high and outside. The count now 3-1. The Faircloth has walked a couple today. Looking to avoid that here. Wyckoff 0 for 1 today with a fly out in the center. Runner at first base in Bell. Here's 3-1 to Wyckoff. This one hit into left past Stiles, and another single for the Razorbacks. Runners now at first and second with 1 out in the inning. Lineup continuing to move into the lower third. It's Miller now going to stand in for Arkansas. And it's the Razorbacks' first opportunity today with a runner in scoring position. And that'll draw a circle visit from pitching coach Taryn Moet McKinney.
Gotta think if we're going to see Layla come out anytime soon to kind of finish off the pitching trio we all know and love that has been very successful this year. Maybe she keeps Faircloth in to try to see what's going on.
I would have to guess that she'd keep her in. It's really the only danger that Faircloth has faced in the ball game. last week in her Game 2 win in the start against Florida, went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits and 4 earned runs, struck out 9, but State, their offense was on a roll there in that second ball game, and so didn't really have to worry about giving up all those runs in that ball game in Game 2 in Gainesville.
Now Mississippi State's trying to beat the Arkansas chants with a nice little maroon and white chant with the cowbells slinging.
Yeah, a lot of energy in the building. Again, big Game 2. Arkansas trying to even up the series. State trying to clinch it. Kennedy Miller going to stand in, the 8-hole hitter, with runners at first and second and 1 out for the Razorbacks, and out in front of this one and fouls it out of play down the left side. Makes the count 0-1. Miller lined out back in the third. And yesterday went 0 for 2, so 0 for 3 so far in this series. The State trying to get the ball back in.
Arkansas making a change. Instead of Tiana Bell, they brought in Ramsey Walker to pinch run for number 16 for Arkansas. Sophomore out of Shreveport, Louisiana.
This one misses low. Count evens at 1-1. Yeah, Walker, like you said, out of Shreveport, mainly was a defensive sub last year. This year is now playing in her 29th game. Started in a couple of SEC games this year, but has been a pinch runner as of late. This one just misses. Crowd doesn't like it. And the count now 2 balls and 1 strike on Miller.
The ump's been, to me, a little wishy-washy with how he's been calling today, but hopefully he gets a little bit more of that consistency back.
2-1. That one misses low, and the count now 3-1. A walk would load the bases for Davison in the 9-hole. And so got to find a way here to dial it back in. If you're Alyssa Faircloth, time called from Miller. And now she'll stand in. We're ready for the pitch. Here's a 3-1. Off speed in there, called strike 2. Miller took a step towards first base trying to sell the walk, but it is not one. Count runs full, 3-2. Big pitch here for Alyssa Faircloth trying to keep the bases unloaded. This one swung on, sent into left. Don't think that's going to score the runner in Walker, and it does not, as she kind of hesitated on her way through, waiting for that one to pass through into the outfield. And another single for the Razorbacks. All 3 of their hits coming in this inning, and the bases are loaded for Carly Davison. And the Razorbacks a chance to score their first run of the ball game and first run of the series.
Yeah, now we're going to get another congregation meeting at the mound, hopefully saying like, hey, what's up? What's going on? Do we need to kind of change something here? Because you did have this kind of same scenario against Florida. Florida hit 4 runs against Faircloth, 4 of their 5, I believe. It was 9-5. You won that game too. And maybe you're going to make a change here. You only got 1 out, Ty, so you need 2 more. And if it's going to come from Faircloth, keep her in. If you don't think it's going to come from her, kind of take it out and see what you got going. But she seems to stay in, and they got faith and trust in her that she can keep runners away from home plate.
Arkansas going to make another change, pinch running wise out at second. It'll be Kyler Del Duca who comes in to run for the Razorbacks. Came in and played defense last night. Davison stands in with the bases loaded in the first pitch to her. Misses away for ball 1. Davison, Cade looking back in the third. He's not had a hit this entire series. This one misses low for ball 2, and fans upset about that one. Well, it's just kind of been, it was low, but that lower part of the zone has been back and forth, I think, all day. But Davison ahead in the count now 2-0 with the bases loaded. Here's the pitch. That one in there for called strike 1. Again, it's the first real scoring threat for Arkansas today. And one of the few this series. This one a foul ball off the leg of Davison. The count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
There's a part of me that wishes we got Charlie Horse back behind home plate. I miss him, Ty. I miss him.
2-2 now, the count on Davison. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul ball back to the netting. The count stays where it is. Davison staying alive. The Bulldogs hadn't had to deal with the bases loaded so far this series. Davison, on the other hand, this year, a .400 hitter with the bases juiced. 2-2 pitch. Misses low, ball 3. And so a walk here would score the first run of the ball game in series for the Razorbacks. Nowhere to put Davison with the bases loaded.
Rivera needs to make sure those pitches don't come out her glove.
This one misses low, ball 4, and there's a run scored for the Razorbacks. They take a 1-0 lead here in the top half of the 5th inning. So Faircloth with a walk there, her 3rd of the ball game, and Taryn McKinney going to come out of the dugout, and so will Samantha Ricketts, and State may make a change here in the circle. And we'll have to see what the Bulldogs do, but it looks like Coach Ricketts with the lineup card out, and Alyssa Faircloth is going to come out of the ball game. So she exits the game with the bases loaded, running into her first real trouble here. Runs into her first real trouble here in the 5th. 1 run scored, bases loaded. State going to go with Layla Amon in the circle. It'll be her first appearance, and so big for Amon, who has struggled a little bit more so in SEC play, a 4.38 ERA compared to on the year a 1.18 ERA. So that just tells you how much she did, or how much damage she did out of conference play. But she'll come in and try and get Mississippi State out of this jam.
Last start coming against Florida. We all know how that game ended. 5-4 loss to lose the series. Kind of had 3 earned runs against her. 4 runs going in that game, of course. 2 walks, 1 strikeout.
Yeah, so only faced 9 batters, too. She only went 1 full inning and then worked into the second. And, just couldn't get any outs there. So, it was a tough last start for her. Obviously not starting in this one, coming in relief. On the year, a total ERA of 1.18, as I mentioned. That's the 6th best in the nation. But a SEC ERA of 4.38. This will be her 6th appearance in SEC play. She's 1-0. Has gone 8 total innings, 8 hits, given up 6 runs, 5 of them earned. Has had 5 walks and 6 strikeouts. Opponents in SEC play with a .267 batting average against her. So, dominated in out-of-conference play, but has struggled a little bit here in SEC play. But gotta find the zone here and give Mississippi State an opportunity with the bases loaded. Already 1 walked in. So it's biggest scoring threat again for Arkansas all series, and still with the bases loaded and 1 out here in the top of the 5th, they lead 1-0.
Not a lot of experience compared to the other 2 in the great pitching staff Mississippi State has. You got to think that's why Coach Ricketts was kind of a little bit more hesitant to bring her in sooner. But now she's in, 1 out for Mississippi State against Arkansas, and it's 1-0 as the batting order flips for Arkansas, and Reagan Johnson steps in the batter's box.
First pitch to Johnson misses low for ball 1. She's 0 for 2 today. Cade looking in the first, grounded out to first in the 3rd. And I bet she kind of feels like she is due. And this one misses low. Now there's ball 2. So can't start walking batters. Got to find the zone here. Just make your defense go to work. If anything, maybe you can get a swing and miss, but got to find the zone. The infield playing in for Mississippi State. Here's a 2-0. This one in there, called strike 1. Johnson perfect this year with the bases loaded, a 1,000 batting average. In total with runners in scoring position this year, 375. The 2-1 catches the outer half for strike 2. And so the count evens to 2-2 after a 2-0 start. Johnson 0 for 2 today, 0 for 3 last night, looking for her first hit of the series in that leadoff spot. And the first hit would be a big one. Here's the 2-2, swinging a slow roller foul towards the third base side.
Got to keep the little bit of lead that you have on this 2-2 count, especially with bases loaded. Don't want to lose what you got.
This one a line drive through in the center. 1 run will score, and the other will be held at third. And the Razorbacks 4 singles in this top half of the 5th inning, and the score now 2-0 Arkansas on top.
In the top of the 5th, too, later on in the innings, when teams decide to score against Mississippi State, as good as this defense has been, but with bases loaded, you got to think something's got to happen defensively here.
That one just a solidly hit single. Now Brinley Bain going to stand in. First pitch to her, a ball. Bain did reach in the first on a walk. Can't have that happen here or a run would score. The State just trying to limit the damage as much as they can. And that run, of course, not charged to Layla Amon. It goes to Alyssa Faircloth. And this one sent into right center field. It will get into the gap. 1 run scores. There's 2. And they'll hold the runner at third base in Johnson, and the Razorbacks lead 4-0 here in the top of the 5th.
4-0 is definitely not what you want to see. A good cushion for Arkansas, especially as they get their heavy hitter batters at the top of the batting order in, and each Johnson and Bain get their first hits of the day, making it 4-0. Still 1 out, Ty. We need 2 more to get to the bottom of the 5th.
Well, it seems like Arkansas is just kind of broken through now with the bats. They only had 2 hits yesterday. They've got 5 all in this inning. This one hard hit into center field. Another run will score. Held up at third base is Bain. It's another single for the Razorbacks. Another hit as well. Their 6th of the ball game and 6th of this inning. The score now 5-0.
Yep, that was McDowell, the single. Now Dakota Kennedy up for Arkansas.
That's a tough spot to be in for State. Obviously, you had such a good start from Faircloth, and Arkansas finally in this series just kind of feels like they've woken up. And this one sent in the left center, giving a pretty good ride. Back at the wall, it is gone. Home run for Arkansas. They have exploded here in the 5th. A 3-run shot for Dakota Kennedy. For her 14th home run of the season, and the Razorbacks all over the Bulldogs right now, 8-0, trying to even up the series here in Game 2.
Now you got to think what's going through the mind of the coaches here for Mississippi State. You don't really want to make another change this early. You just got to kind of see what you are going to ride with for the rest of the 5th, and you made the decision. You just got to kind of stick with it, and now you get to the right where you started off with Tiana Bell. So went through the whole batting order for Arkansas.
Yeah, Razorbacks have
now they're back at the leadoff.
Batted around, and Coach Taryn Moat McKinney now talking with the home plate umpire. Razorbacks so far this inning, 8 runs on 7 hits. And it's just all happened so quick. The bases got loaded to start the inning. Again, you had Bell, who led off with the single, and then you had a fly out. And you feel like, hey, maybe just State's going to move past it like they did last night. And it was single, walk, single, double, single, home run in a row. And that's where we stand right now with an 8-0 Razorbacks lead. And just tough situation for Mississippi State. And Razorbacks doing what they had to do. I mean, you had to come out, and offense has got to start coming alive at some point, and it did, and it happened right here in this inning.
Well, you see what happened in that Game 2 against Florida. You kind of got hot later on in the game and was able to kind of sneak past and get that victory. 14 hits in that game, 9 runs in that game. That's a season high in hits and a conference high in runs for Mississippi State. So you got to think maybe a little magic can happen for Mississippi State. Not all things are possible. You still got 3 more kind of innings to show for you to get in that batter's box. And offensively, you haven't been known to be super successful in conference play. But, hey, anything can happen. Any given Saturday, right?
Yeah, any given weekend, really, just anything can happen in SEC play. I think State's going to make a move to the bullpen. Still waiting to see what Mississippi State does. Saw Delaney Everett running out to the bullpen earlier. I don't know if they're going to make a move to her. But again, Arkansas scored 8 runs on 7 hits. All of their runs and hits coming in this 5th inning alone. And, I mean, they've just been after Mississippi State. Started to see Faircloth well at the beginning of the inning. And then State just, went to Amon and, struggled there too. I mean, it's just tough. Again, a tough situation for Mississippi State. Bulldogs will go with Delaney Everett. Get some numbers on her here in just a second. Still, there's one out in the inning. But Bulldogs got to get out of this thing in a hurry and try and give themselves a chance in the home half of the fifth. Looking at Everett's statistics so far this season, hadn't really appeared in very many ball games. Was injured to start the year. And so her first appearance came against Wofford back on February 27th. Has appeared in 3 ball games against Wofford on the 27th of February, against UAB on March 4th, and against Southeast Missouri on March 10th. So first conference appearance for her. She's 1-0. Got that win in that UAB ball game. 3 2/3 innings pitched so far. This will be her 4th appearance. Has given up 4 hits, but no earned runs. No runs as well. Has scored while she's been in the ball game. 2 walks, no strikeouts, and has faced only 15 total batters this season. So she'll come in and try and go to work for Mississippi State in this one. And again, she was a catalyst for Mississippi State last season in SEC play. Was really impressive. Only allowed just 8 walks in SEC play last year, and was incredibly solid. So they went 10-2 last year as well. So the State needs her to get back to her last year's self, and in a hurry.
With all the pitching transfers, Ty, she's not really a name that's been brought up a lot this year, because you had Faircloth, you had Peja Gould yesterday, and they've been really kind of taking the reins of this pitching staff. And now you got Everett, who's been known to have success in the conference. So hopefully she brings that out of her today.
So Razorbacks have batted around. They're back now to Tiana Bell. The first pitch to her misses away for ball 1. Bell led off this inning with a single. And so just sparked all that offensive success for the Razorbacks. This one a grounder hard over to first, but just foul and down the line in right.
Yeah, you talk about catalysts. She was really the catalyst for this Arkansas eight-run inning. She had that first single. She did what a leadoff batter's supposed to do, and Arkansas hasn't looked back since. 7 hits and 8 runs later, here we are.
1-1 pitch to Bell. Foul ball back to the backstop, and the count will go in favor of Everett, 1-2. So again, you're just tuning in. 8-0 Arkansas. They've scored all 8 in the 5th. They batted around. Bell started off the inning. It went single, fly out, single, walk, single, double, single, home run. This one misses outside, count now 2-2. So, I mean, they've had now, what was that, 7 straight hits in this inning. I mean, it's been impressive. Here's the 2-2. Hard hit off the glove of Barbary at third into left field. Bell going to round first and stay there. And Bell aboard for the second time this inning. See how they score that one. But Razorbacks have another base runner here with still 1 out in the inning.
Another hit for Bell. 2 hits in 1 inning. Gotta like what she's been doing for Arkansas. But if you're Mississippi State, you're not too proud of what's been going on so far defensively. And you got to kind of bring out what you did yesterday and keep being calm.
So they score that a single. So there's 8 hits for Arkansas. Natalia Rio going to stand in now. First pitch to her. Misses for, or rather, a strike. So 0-1 the count. Here comes the 0-1. This is outside. Evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
No hits yet for Rio this game.
Yeah, flew out earlier in the 5th. Sends this one to Stiles. Hardly hit, but Stiles able to make the grab. Had to range over to her right. The play is made. Rio out for the second time this inning. There's 2 gone here in the Razorback half of the fifth. And Arkansas look like they're going to make a change over at first base, maybe with a pinch runner. Or no, excuse me, they're re-entering Kaylee Wyckoff. Forgot she was pinch run for by Kyler Del Duca, so they re-enter Kaylee Wyckoff, and she will hit. Wyckoff had a single in the fifth. This one misses from Everett for ball one, and the fans didn't like that one.
I'm up here kind of having the same mindset as them, Ty, because we're right behind home plate, and I saw that kind of neon yellow clip of white.
And this one misses as well. On the count now 2-0. So Wyckoff 1 for 2 today. Like I said, single earlier this inning. Runner at first base with 2 outs. Razorbacks lead 8-0. This one misses low. Now 3-0 the count. So Razorbacks, after just that poor start hitting to the ball game, now as a team 8 for 21 as this one misses. There's ball 4. So now runners at first and second with 2 outs. But Arkansas, as a team, 8 for 21 at the dish now. A team average of 381. And they're 6 for 10 with runners on base. 5 for 5 with runners in scoring position. So, I mean, have just gone to work. And all of that increase is coming this fifth inning. Kennedy Miller will stand in. Big swing and a miss for strike one on Miller, who singled and came around to score in this inning.
5 for 5 with their runners in scoring position is something that State needs to take note of, as they've kind of struggled with their runners in scoring position, especially in conference play.
Yeah, Bulldogs have had 3 opportunities today with runners there, and they are 0 for 3. 1-1 to Miller. Ground ball back to Everett, makes the play, throw over to first in time, and State gets out of the inning, but Arkansas does a whole heck of a lot of damage. 8 runs on 8 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base, as that sends us to the bottom half of the fifth inning. Bulldogs going to have Ernstus, Bernardini, and Rivera due up as we head to the fifth inning stretch here at News Park. Bulldogs got a lot of ground to make up as the Razorbacks lead 8-0 over Mississippi State here in Game 2. Back in just a moment for more Bulldog softball here on the Bulldog Student Sports Network in Learfield.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Bulldog fans, are you looking for the perfect weekend getaway? Look no further. Pearl River Resort in Choctaw, Mississippi offers the experience of a lifetime. World-class entertainment, unique shopping, and the ultimate in fine dining. And if that's not enough, hit the links at the world-renowned Azaleas and Oaks courses at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club and complete your stay in luxurious relaxation at the spa. Your exhilarating weekend awaits only at Pearl River Resort, where you'll be at the center of it all. Must be 21 or older.
Welcome back to the Bulldog Student Sports Network on Learfield. We head to the bottom of the fifth. State's got 3 outs to work with, trying to avoid a run rule. Down 8-0 to the Razorbacks here in Game 2. Had an opportunity to take the series and win today, but an 8-run fifth inning for Arkansas puts Mississippi State in danger here of losing Game 2 and the series evening up. For State, it would be their first Game 2 loss of the season in conference play. Paige Ernstus due up first to start. Sends this one high and foul down the left side for strike one.
I know I call you Mr. Archive, so I'm going to ask you a question. Has State been run ruled this year
in total.
Yes.
This one misses for ball once the count.
This be the first.
1-1. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. State has not been run ruled this season. 1-1, misses outside, now 2-1. That's impressive. So shows how close State has been in ball games all season.
Well, bats get hot. That's kind of the name of the game, Ty. If it just happens, and you got to get it next time.
Ernst sends this one into shallow left. Kennedy ranges in, makes the grab for out number 1. Yeah, just kind of a ball game where you know, if State can't score a run here and the ball game ends here in the 5th, you just kind of got to put it behind you. It's one of those games where you just got to flush it. Arkansas just exploded there, but you know you got to come back out tomorrow and have a better offensive approach because Arkansas can do things like this in a hurry. Morgan Bernardini now going to stand in. Sends this one in the left, but right at Kennedy, and there's out number 2. 2 gone here. And Arkansas 1 out away from a Game 5 victory over Mississippi State.
Des Rivera's got to keep it alive here. She got on base by getting hit by a pitch yesterday and had a double, so hopefully she can make something happen and rally for Mississippi State. You don't score here, the game's done. And you kind of go into Game 3. You got to keep your chin up and your head's held high.
First pitch was a ball to Rivera. Now this one a grounder over to third. 5-3 put out to end the ball game. And Mississippi State falls in Game 2 to Arkansas. They lose 8-0. And Game 3 tomorrow. Going to be huge for Mississippi State as the Bulldogs try and win over the Razorbacks and win their second conference series. But a final in 5, State loses 8-0. Tough loss for the Bulldogs, but again, one of those losses you just got to flush it and move on, Connor.
You got to. And when I go down there, I'm going to be like, look, we know this happens. The name of the game is whose bats are hot and whose bats aren't, right? And especially when you get into later on in the season, that's going to really be the name of the game because you get only a couple tries before you're out for the rest of the season. So I'm going to go down there and kind of ask her what's take away from this game, how she feels about going into Game 3, just trying to keep her spirits up, hold the heads high because, look, this series isn't over. You still have one more game tomorrow. Even though you had an 8-0 run rule today, don't let that get to you. You can't. You got to come back tomorrow, kind of win this game and see what's going on there. So when I go down there, we can kind of see where her head's at, and hopefully she brings optimism and positivity for Mississippi State.
So Mississippi State falls in the Game 2 today. Had a chance to win the series, but they are unable to do so. The Bulldogs fall to the Razorbacks 8-0, a run rule victory for Arkansas. With the win, Mississippi State, with the win, Arkansas moves to 34-6 and 9-5 in SEC play. Bulldogs drop now to double digits in the loss column, 34-10 and 6-8 in conference play. Mississippi State falls in Game 2 to Arkansas 8-0. Game 3 will be tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time here in Starkville. Connor Davis is going to go down and get a post-game interview with Samantha Ricketts, and we'll have that for you on the post-game show and more. Bulldogs fall 8-0 to Arkansas in Game 2. Back in just a moment for our post-game show. This has been Mississippi State Softball on the Bulldogs Student Sports Network and Learfield.
Trey Willis, shortstop.
Marshall Jones, first baseman.
Alex Philbin, center fielder. Hi, I'm Tim from C Spire. Am I in the right place?
It always pays to have the right players on your team. That's why C Spire gives you fiber-fast home internet, nationwide 5G wireless, and best-in-class business solutions, all backed by local 24/7 support. C Spire, customer inspired.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Jake Mangum here. When I'm at the plate, I'm always looking for an edge. So when I'm shopping for auto insurance, I'm always looking to save. That's why I'm going with Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance to keep me covered. They're always finding ways to save you money, like a 7% discount when you sign up for paperless billing and documents. Go to msfbins.com and discover how much you can save on auto insurance, or find a local agent and get started today. Go with the home team. Go with Farm Bureau Insurance.
Bulldog fans, are you looking for the perfect weekend getaway? Look no further. Pearl River Resort in Choctaw, Mississippi offers the experience of a lifetime. World-class entertainment, unique shopping, and the ultimate in fine dining. And if that's not enough, hit the links at the world-renowned Azaleas and Oaks courses at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club and complete your stay in luxurious relaxation at the spa. Your exhilarating weekend awaits only at Pearl River Resort, where you'll be at the center of it all. Must be 21 or older.
There's Team Pride, and then there's extra Bulldog Pride. When I'm carrying the Mississippi State University Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card, that's exactly what I get. Whether I'm grabbing some extra state gear or picking up an extra dozen wings for the game, this card always brings it. Sometimes I get an extra Hail State from the cashier too. Visit Regions.com/Go State to get yours.
Extra changes everything. And at Regions, Extra is our ordinary. Official bank of the SEC, member FDIC.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Southern Ag Services and Alliance Ag Risk Management have deep roots in the farming communities of Mississippi and the Mid-South. Using crop insurance and research-based agronomy, our strategies will minimize your production risks and maximize your economic returns. Partnering with us ensures you'll get years of farming experience and local successes to help you make solid decisions. Alliance Ag Risk Management and Southern Ag Services, 662-268-8006.
Ever imagine one company could transform how you live and work? With C-Spire, you're connected with advanced technology that enhances everything you do. How you order your morning coffee.
Order my usual.
How you secure your company's data. Even how you implement AI to increase productivity.
And next quarter is looking even better.
Giving you the confidence and control to accelerate business growth. There's more to see. C-Spire. Customer inspired.
Welcome back to the Bulldog Student Sports Network, and welcome into our post-game show here, the press box at News Park. Bulldogs fall in Game 2 to Arkansas 8-0 in run rule fashion. Razorbacks with an 8-run, 8-hit fifth inning, and they defeat Mississippi State to even up the series with a win. Arkansas moves to 34-6 and 9-5 in Southeastern Conference play. And with the loss, Mississippi State falls to 34-10 and 6-8 in Southeastern Conference play. I know we got some listeners on hailstate.com and the Hail State app, but for our listeners and viewers on YouTube, we've got the apologize, don't have a final score graphic. Having some issues with uploading and downloading a little score graphic for right now. So I apologize for that, but like I said, I'll have you in the loop for the score as well throughout this entire post-game show. So again, apologize for that. If we can get one up, we'll try to. And like I said, hopefully too that doesn't affect with downloading the and getting the post-game interview uploaded, but we'll let you know if that happens. But again, Mississippi State falls 8-0 in 5 to Arkansas. Final line score, quite simple. For Arkansas first, 8 runs on 8 hits, no errors. They left 3 on base. Bulldogs, Arkansas, those 8 runs all coming in the 5th. Bulldogs, no runs scored the ball game, only 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. So not a lot of traffic for the Bulldogs at all in this one. And Peyton Burnham, a fantastic start. She's the winning pitcher, a complete game shutout, 5 innings pitched, only 1 hit given up, and obviously with the shutout, no runs, and 1 walk as well, and 1 strikeout. Faced 16 batters through 67 pitches, so it was really efficient and was big in the win for Arkansas. I mean, just really, really good. The defense was solid as well too, and so just a good, a really solid performance for Peyton Burnham of Arkansas. She gets the win to move to 9-3 on the year. Alyssa Faircloth is registered as the losing pitcher in the ball game for Mississippi State. She went. With the loss, goes to 10-4. She went 4 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 3 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts, faced 18 total batters through 87 pitches, and so tough ball game for her, and she is the losing pitcher. You had Layla Amon came in relief, did not record any innings pitched. Sometimes can record a third or anything, but didn't record any there. But came in, gave up 4 straight hits and 4 runs, all of them earned. No walks, no strikeouts, and faced 4 batters. So, like I said, 4 straight hits, and one of those was the home run from Dakota Kennedy to extend the lead to 8 runs. And so through 10 total pitches in her relief. And then Delaney Everett came in to get the final 2 outs there in the 5th, gave up 1 hit but no runs, 1 walk, and faced 4 batters through 15 pitches. And so those are the pitchers for Mississippi State today. And again, pitcher of record for Arkansas is Peyton Burnham with the win, moves to 9-3. And Alyssa Faircloth, pitcher of record for Mississippi State today, she with the loss moves to 10-4. So again, just a tough ball game for State. You look at who all had hits today. Look at the only hit came from Gabby Schaefer for Mississippi State. She went 1 for 1. But you look at the Bulldogs and or look at the Razorbacks, and their hit totals today. Only had 1 with multi-hit game, and that was Tiana Bell. Both of those hits coming in the 5th inning, and like I said, all the hits for Arkansas coming in the 5th inning. So you had Tiana Bell went 2 for 3, and then you had Reagan Johnson had a hit, Brinley Bain had 1, and Johnson had an RBI. Bain had 2 RBIs. Ella McDowell had a hit and an RBI. Dakota Kennedy had that hit, which was the home run, her 14th of the season, and that was a 3-run home run. And then you look a little further down the order, Kaylee Wyckoff with a hit and Kennedy Miller with a hit as well. And Carly Davison was also responsible for an RBI, was able to walk and score a run. So Bulldogs, like I said, gave up all those hits in the 5th inning. And so just a really, really tough break for Mississippi State. Again, one of those games we talk about, Connor and I talked about, just you got to flush it. It happens. It all happens so quick, at least today. For Arkansas, just bang, 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 hits back and forth, and so a tough 5th inning for Mississippi State. But what that does is makes you aware. Listen, you gotta put up some runs because Arkansas can do that at any times, and now you kind of feel like Arkansas after that game yesterday, and then obviously you have the tough start to the ball game. First 4 innings, Arkansas didn't have a hit. So through 11 innings, Arkansas didn't record a hit. The first 11 innings of the series, first 11 innings of the series, they only recorded 2 hits, and so and then they record 8 in 1 inning. And 8 runs in 1 inning as well. So again, it's just for Mississippi State, it's a sign of listen, you gotta be active on the scoreboards now. You can't leave runners on anymore. It's got to be you convert every time because again, it feels like Arkansas just kind of broke the seal in this one, and so. Hope that obviously they don't have a big run output tomorrow, and obviously it can be a little bit more manageable for Mississippi State. But again, just feel like kind of Arkansas has kind of broken the seal, and you hope that that doesn't come back and bite you in Game 3. And hopefully, again, Mississippi State can find a way to get some scoring outputs tomorrow and have a good pitching output as well as defense. We're going to take a break and be back in just a moment. Connor Davis has just gotten up with the with the post-game interview from Samantha Ricketts. And again, we'll let you know if we can't get that one uploaded. We'll try and let you know as best as we can, or maybe try and makeshift a way to let you know. Internet has been kind of spotty over the last couple of minutes here, and over the last 30 minutes at News Park. So again, we'll let you know if we need to makeshift anything or anything like that. Might just have to do the old play it against your mic. Again, we'll let you know and see how that works. But we're going to take a break and try and get that set up. If not, again, we'll let you know. But Bulldogs lose 8-0 in Game 2 to Arkansas. Chance, hopefully, to take the series tomorrow in Game 3. Back in just a moment for more of our post-game show. This is Mississippi State Softball on the Bulldogs Student Sports Network and Learfield.
Everything is just a little easier when you feel at home. At Cadence Bank, we're proud to be part of your home team, and we never stop working to give you a competitive advantage. Stop by a branch or visit us online at cadencebank.com to learn more about how we're helping opportunity take shape for our community.
There's a hit out to left field. This one is gone.
Cadence Bank, a proud sponsor of Mississippi State Athletics. Equal opportunity lender, member FDIC.
I'm Jake Mangum. A great team knows how to gel and only gets better over time. Kind of like auto insurance from Farm Bureau Insurance. Over the last 12 months, auto rates have had 2 reductions. And after February 15th, 2026, members will see another reduction of 5%. If you aren't already on the team, there's no better time to join Farm Bureau. Visit msfbins.com to find great new rates on auto insurance, or contact your local agent to get more details on how you can save. Go with the home team, go with Farm Bureau.
Ever imagine one company could transform how you live and work? With C-Spire, you're connected with advanced technology that enhances everything you do. How you order your morning coffee.
Order my usual.
How you secure your company's data. Even how you turn your backyard into your personal movie theater.
Start movie night.
Own your day on the network for connected living. There's more to see. C-Spire. Customer inspired.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Trey Willis, shortstop.
Marshall Jones, first baseman. Alex Philbin, center fielder.
Hi, I'm Tim from C-Spire. Am I in the right place?
It always pays to have the right players on your team. That's why C-Spire gives you fiber-fast home internet, nationwide 5G wireless, and best-in-class business solutions, all backed by local 24/7 support. C-Spire, customer inspired.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
Jake Mangum here. When I'm at the plate, I'm always looking for an edge. So when I'm shopping for auto insurance, I'm always looking to save. That's why I'm going with Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance to keep me covered. They're always finding ways to save you money, like a 7% discount when you sign up for paperless billing and documents. Go to msfbins.com and discover how much you can save on auto insurance, or find a local agent and get started today. Go with the home team. Go with Farm Bureau Insurance.
Bulldog fans, are you looking for the perfect weekend getaway? Look no further. Pearl River Resort in Choctaw, Mississippi offers the experience of a lifetime. World-class entertainment, unique shopping, and the ultimate in fine dining. And if that's not enough, hit the links at the world-renowned Azaleas and Oaks courses at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club and complete your stay in luxurious relaxation at the spa. Your exhilarating weekend awaits only at Pearl River Resort, where you'll be at the center of it all. Must be 21 or older.
Welcome back to the Bulldog Student Sports Network and into our post-game show. Once again, I'm Ty Goldman alongside Connor Davis, and we're going to do this the old-fashioned way with the post-game interview. I think it's just my computer having some issues with download and loading it on the thing, so we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. I've got it on my phone here, and we're going to try and play it on the through a mic, and we'll do it that way. So Connor went down and got a post-game interview with head coach Samantha Ricketts, and here is that post-game interview with your Bulldog head coach in Samantha Ricketts.
All right, Coach, post-game, kind of saw what happened today. What's the biggest takeaway from today going into Game 3?
Just showing some fight, making a decision that we're going to compete and not back down. And, I think just not playing up to our expectations or what we know we can do. So disappointed in the result, but, that's the beauty of our game is we get to come right back and do it again tomorrow. And I'm, excited to see how they respond.
It seems like Arkansas kind of got their bats hot at the right time. We talk about them being a heavy hitting offense, and it just kind of happened today. Just had to. When you go tomorrow, what's going to be the kind of tweaks you make for defensively to kind of get what you got in Game 1?
Yeah, Sunday in the SEC is always a battle. You've typically seen all the pitchers, you've seen all the hitters, and it's just going to be about who wants it more and who's going to make the decision to go out there and win the battle. And we have to pitch it better, and we have to find a way to scratch some runs across. Is going to be the big goal for tomorrow.
You still got one more game to win this series, so it's not over yet. We're still rooting for you, keeping optimistic. Can't look back, got to look forward. What's going to be the message going into tomorrow?
All year long we've responded really well after a loss, so I think that's something that we can hang our hats on, knowing that we know how to fight and be gritty, and that we're going to have to really dig deep to do that again tomorrow.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
That was your Bulldog head coach in Samantha Ricketts, and with Connor Davis. Again, hopefully the audio was okay with that. And I heard it through my mic. It was a little low, so again, I apologize. Just for this game, it'll be that way. We'll get it, squared away tomorrow. But again, like I said, just had to do it the old-fashioned way through the phone. So, but again, that was your head coach in Samantha Ricketts with Connor Davis, and I'm with Connor Davis now. Obviously she seemed disappointed there, and you obviously should be, after a loss like this. But I was saying before, it just all happened so quick. And again, she talked about having the urgency to be able to score runs, and I think State's going to need to have that tomorrow, especially because it kind of feels like this Arkansas offense has finally broken the seal this weekend with that 8-hit, 8-run fifth inning. So you gotta find a way to, I think, get on the scoreboards early and often in tomorrow's Game 3.
You're going to have to go back to the drawing board, Ty, to figure out what you're going to do pitching wise. Your supporting cast did the best they can. Arkansas was just placing pitches where they needed to be. They would hit it right in no man's land several times and kept getting singles, a couple doubles. We had that home run, so it just seemed like they just got hot at the right time, and that's what I kind of brought up to her. It's like you can't really help it. All you can do is kind of go back to the drawing board, like I said, and figure out what's going to be your pitching strategy tomorrow. You did a lot of you exhausted a lot of your pitchers today, and now Arkansas can kind of get their heads around who they're going to go up against tomorrow. But you just got to figure out, you got to have the best defense available for tomorrow so you can go out and win this thing. Like I said, it's not going to be like, we can't look at what happened today. We can in terms of how we're going to improve, but we can't look back. We got to look forward. Tomorrow's a new day. You can still win the series if you win tomorrow. You can't really change what happened today. You got run ruled for the first time all season, but Arkansas did that against Auburn. They've done that in conference play. So this is a heavy-hitting Arkansas team. How are you going to limit those hits come Game 3 tomorrow?
Yeah, going to be important. We'll see who State goes with tomorrow. Might see probably Peja Gould again starting for Mississippi State tomorrow. Arkansas today with runners on base, and again, this is all improvement. This is all this. The stats sound this good because they did all of this in the fifth inning. So most of these stats are coming from the fifth inning. But with runners on today, Arkansas 6 for 11, a 5.45 average. With runners in scoring position, 8.33. They were 5 for 6. Just incredibly impressive. Efficient with less than 2 outs as well. And so just an impressive outing from them in the fifth. Again, you figured something powerful from this offense was coming at some point because they've been so good all season, and it came in the 5th inning today. For the Bulldogs, though, didn't have many opportunities with runners on and runners in scoring position. Obviously, we only had one hit today and only left only one on base. So, State 0 for 4 with runners on base, 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Bulldogs have got to be more active tomorrow like they were in Game 1 and find a way to score these runners the conventional way through hitting with runners on base and hitting with runners in scoring position. Have to do that tomorrow against an Arkansas offense who is now, it feels like, kind of found their stride.
They understand what your defense looks like, Ty, and that's it. That's what they came here to do. They understood what the defense looked like. They took advantage of it, and we saw 8 runs on the board. What you got to do is figure out how you're going to look different tomorrow. What is going to be your defensive scheme to kind of get this Arkansas offense? I mean, it comes down to the mound, right? You got to figure out what you're going to do pitching-wise, and that was the big issue today. You had 3 pitchers for Mississippi State. Alyssa Faircloth starting off. You didn't think that this was going to be an issue when she came in, one of the premier pitchers for Mississippi State, the 2-1-2 punch we talked about with her and Peja Gould. You didn't think you were going to get that outcome with her today, but you did, and, stuff happens. People have off days. Like I said, you can't look back. You just got to look forward. Got to figure out what you're going to do tomorrow against Arkansas. They now know what you're going to do pitching-wise. There's a lot that they understand now. You bring out Gould tomorrow. She's found success in Arkansas, limiting them to 2 hits, no runs in Game 1. But now you got to figure out, hey, how do we get better offensively? We had 1 run in Game 1. We had no runs today. We have to start hitting like we did against Florida in Game 2. We got to start scoring runs like we did against Florida in Game 2. How do we emulate that tomorrow in Game 3 to get this series won? Because Arkansas is a tough team to beat, and they have proven that all season. And tomorrow you just got to kind of beat them. Got to figure out how to beat them at their own game, which is hitting the ball offensively. And that's the only way you're probably going to win Game 3 tomorrow if you can't figure out the pitching problem.
Well, Game 3 is tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time here in Starkville. We'll have that on the Bulldog Student Sports Network on YouTube, as well as with Learfield on hailstate.com and the Hail State app. Let's look at some scores from around the SEC, starting with yesterday. Bulldogs obviously with the win yesterday. Florida had the win 5-0 over South Carolina in Game 1 yesterday. Georgia with an 8-0 win in 5 over Missouri. And then you look further down, Oklahoma with the 3-0 win over Texas on the road. Bama with a 1-0 win over Auburn. LSU won 4-1 over Arizona, and Texas A&M won 10-6 over Ole Miss. Those were all Game 1s yesterday. Now look to today and what's going on. Obviously, State with the 8-0 loss today, so the series even at 1. Florida all over South Carolina right now in the top of the 5th, in Columbia up 13-2, so looking to win this series there. And that'd be a couple series wins there in a row for Florida after the series win over Mississippi State last weekend. In the top of the 5th, Texas A&M and Ole Miss tied in Oxford at 5 apiece. So Ole Miss trying to even the series up, A&M trying to go on the road and win a conference series. And those are all the scores going on right now. See if we got any finals from earlier. We have a couple. Alabama with a 4-0 win over Auburn, so they win the series and look for the sweep tomorrow. And then Tennessee in Game 1 against Kentucky with a 5-0 win over the Wildcats in Lexington. So there's some final. Oh, also one more. Missouri with an upset win over Georgia in Game 2. They win 4-3, so staying alive in the series. A rubber match will be tomorrow afternoon as the Bulldogs look to defend Athens, and Missouri looks to come in and win on the road. And then you get ball games later on today. Arizona LSU will be in Game 2 at 5. LSU looking for the series win. These are all timed in Central Time as well. Oklahoma and Texas is the final game of the night in SEC play. Those two will face off on ESPN in Austin at 7 o'clock Central Time. So there's some scores from yesterday and today around the Southeastern Conference. Obviously, always an action-packed weekend in the SEC, and it'll be an action-packed day tomorrow. And as the Bulldogs try and win Game 3 and win the rubber match over Arkansas, and be a big ball game. Connor, any final words for you, and then we'll kind of close it up here at News Park.
Game 3s are always tough, especially against a team like Arkansas. You've understood how they place the ball when they hit it off the bat. You've understood how their bat. They're probably not going to change their batting order tomorrow. So you understand how that's going to look like. Just figure out things that you need to improve tomorrow. I know you only get one day to do it, but look, you knew this team was a good heavy-hitting offense. You got to figure out how you're going to do better defensively and emulate what you had in Game 1. So defensively, got to get better. Just prove what you did in Game 1, and offensively, you just got to start hitting the ball a little bit more and figure out how their pitching's how you're going to take advantage of their pitching.
So that is the final in Starkville, Game 2. Arkansas wins 8-0 after the Bulldogs win 1-0 yesterday. State run ruled for the first time this season, and Arkansas with a couple of now run rule victories in SEC play. Got some Bulldog baseball later on today in about 2 hours at Dudy Noble Field. Bulldogs will take on Tennessee, trying to even up the series after the 6-5 loss last night against the Volunteers. So you can watch that on SEC Network Plus, as well as listen to it on your local radio or hailstate.com and the Hail State app. As well, you can listen to Neil Price, the voice of the Bulldogs, and Jay Perry. It might be Jay Perry tonight, or it could be Ron Polk as well. Or excuse me, not Jay Perry. I'm thinking of football. Jay Powell. My apologies there. So listen to them tonight, or it could be Ron Polk might get on as well. But listen to Neil Price, voice of the Bulldogs tonight. Multiple ways you can do that, or get out to Dudy Noble Field and come watch Mississippi State baseball. So they look to even up the series against Tennessee after the loss last night. So hopefully the Bulldogs can do that and set up a rubber match tomorrow in baseball, just like there will be a rubber match here in softball in Starkville. So Mississippi State, again, falls 8-0 to Arkansas State with the loss. Falls to 34-10, 6-8 in SEC play. Arkansas 34-6 and 9-5 in SEC play. Rubber match Game 3 going to be tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time. You can listen to it on YouTube with the Bulldog Student Sports Network on YouTube. Also subscribe to us there as well. And you can follow us on Instagram at Bulldog Student Sports Network and on X at BSSN_MSU. And you can also listen to it as we have a partnership now with Learfield here on hailstate.com and the Hail State app. And again, thanks to Brian Ogden, the SID here for softball, Neil Price for helping us out with that, as well as our sponsor, Chris Mission, all the people at Learfield. Thank you very much for helping us make this possible. So you can listen to Game 3 tomorrow as the Bulldogs try and win the series, pregame starting at 10:45 a.m. Central Time here at News Park. I'm signing off with Connor Davis. I'm Ty Goldman. Pleasure broadcasting to you today. Unfortunately, a Bulldog loss, but State with an opportunity tomorrow to make up for it and win the series. Bulldogs fall 8-0 in Game 2 to Arkansas. Game 3 tomorrow, 11 a.m. Central Time here in Starkville. Again, I'm Ty Goldman alongside Connor Davis signing off. Everybody have a great rest of your Saturday, and Hail State.
From Learfield, you've been listening to Mississippi State Softball on the Bulldog Sports Network. Mississippi State Softball has been sponsored by C Spire, customer inspired. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation of the Bulldog Sports Network.